Alrighty, this one asks you to find the equation of the tangent line to this function at x equal to pi over 8. First thing I'm going to do is evaluate the function at pi over 8 so that I have what I'll call y1 in my point slope form. So y of pi over 8 is equal to sine of, well, that's, 2 times pi over 8, which is pi over 4, times cosine of the same thing, pi over 4. So what that gives me is, if I go to the chart, which I would suggest that you write at the top of every test, that gives me root 2 over 2 times root 2 over 2. I wrote this a little bit differently on the study guide, but it's the same thing. So this gives me the root 2 times the root 2 on the top squares out. It gives me a 2. And in the bottom I get a 4. So 2 over 4 is just 1/2. So that, I'll circle it with a green. I'm going to use it later. 1/2. That's my y sub 1. Alright, next I need to derive that function. So I'm going to take this guy and derive it. So y prime is equal to, so I have to use product rule and chain rule in here. I'll show it out a little bit more than I did in the PDF. This will be the first, and this will be the second function as I'm talking through this. So the derivative of the first is 2 cosine of 2x. That's the guts rule gives me the 2 out front. The 2x is the piece that stays on the inside, and then I take the derivative of the sine. And then that gets multiplied by the yellow function, the second side. So this is derivative of the first times the second. So times cosine of 2x. Then the second one, the second part of this derivative, is derivative of the second, so the yellow one, times the first. So that gives me plus. Derivative of the second one is actually the derivative of cosine is negative sine of 2x. Now I need to take care of this guy, that 2, when I derive it, use the guts rule, and get a 2 out front. And then I need to multiply it by the first. So that was derivative of the second. Now I multiply it by the first, which gives me sine of 2x, like that. So from here, you should pretty clearly see that I have 2 cosine squared of 2x, because that's what cosine squared is. It's when I take a cosine of something and multiply it by the cosine of the same thing, minus 2 sine squared of 2x for the same reason. So, now the reason why I do this is so that I can find my my slope of this function up top at pi over 8. So if this is y prime, then what I need to do now is plug in pi over 8 to it. So I get, whoops, not y double prime, I get y prime of pi over 8. And I know from what I just did that this is going to give me root 2. This is going to be the exact same thing as this, actually. It's going to be root 2 over 2 times root 2 over 2. So I'm going to have 2 times root 2 over, root 2 over 2 squared minus 2. So now I'm doing the sine part. 2 times root 2 over 2 squared. So they pump out the same thing. What's nice is I'm just subtracting them, so, and it's like 2 times whatever minus 2 times the same thing. So what's that give me? Just gives me 0. I didn't, on the PDF, I didn't show anywhere because I just saw that as I was going through, hey, these guys are going to cancel out because I'm evaluating at pi over 4. So, lastly, so let me circle that guy in green. because that is my m. This, if you remember back, was my y sub 1. And then the pi over 8 is the x sub 1. So there's two ways to write this. One, I could notice slope is 0. That means the line's flat. This guy, this guy right here, is the y value, and it's at that point of pi over 8. But since it's a flat line, it's just going to be y equals 1/2. Boom, and that's good to go. Like, that's the answer. I could totally just answer it like that. If you don't see that right away, because you're thinking through all the calculus and that's not really just boom, jump out to you, just plug all this stuff into point slope form. So the other way I could write it is that y minus y1, which is 1/2, and then I like to put it in parentheses, is equal to 0, the slope, m, times x minus x1. Oh, that's not what x1 is. x1 is pi over 8. So x minus pi over 8. And the nice thing, so either of those would work. You would probably on a test only want to give me one of them, in case you make some kind of algebraic error getting from one to the other. The nice thing about that second form, although it looks messy, we don't have to simplify things on the AP test. So that's good to go. They accept point slope form, so you can stop right there. Hopefully that helps.